In recent years, the United States has faced an unprecedented series of catastrophic floods that have devastated communities, destroyed infrastructure, and left countless individuals in need of aid. These events have highlighted the urgent need for disaster relief efforts, environmental stewardship, and community resilience. This transcript explores these themes in depth, drawing on the experiences of affected communities, the actions of local governments, and the insights of scientists and scholars, all through the lens of Christian faith. Disaster relief efforts. The immediate aftermath of a flood is characterized by chaos and destruction. Homes are submerged, roads are impassable, and basic services are disrupted. In these critical moments, the efforts of disaster relief organizations become a lifeline for affected communities. As Christians, we are called to carry each other's burdens, and in this way, you will fulfill the law of Christ. Galatians 6:2, organizations such as the Red Cross, FEMA, and various local nonprofits mobilize quickly to provide essential services. These include setting up emergency shelters, distributing food and water, and offering medical care. The importance of donations and volunteer efforts cannot be overstated. Contributions from individuals and businesses provide the financial resources needed to sustain these operations, while volunteers offer the manpower to execute them. One notable example is the Cajun Navy, a volunteer group of boat owners from Louisiana who have become heroes in their own right. During the floods in Texas, they used their boats to rescue stranded residents, demonstrating the power of community solidarity and grassroots action. In 2023, the United Cajun Navy was instrumental in rescuing hundreds of people during severe flooding in southeast Texas, showcasing their commitment to helping those in dire need. Houston Chronicle. How can we, as individuals and communities, better prepare ourselves to respond to such disasters in the future? Environmental stewardship. While immediate relief is crucial, long-term solutions require a focus on environmental stewardship. The increasing frequency and intensity of floods are a stark reminder of the impact of climate change. To mitigate future disasters, communities must adopt sustainable land, use practices, and invest in resilient infrastructure. As stewards of God's creation, we must remember that the earth is the Lord's and everything in it, the world, and all who live in it. Psalm 24:1. Educational campaigns and government initiatives play a vital role in promoting these practices. Schools and community organizations educate residents about flood risks and the steps they can take to protect their home. Government policies encourage the development of green infrastructure, such as permeable pavements and rain gardens, which help absorb rainwater and reduce runoff. Advocacy for sustainable land use practices is also essential. This includes preserving wetlands, which act as natural flood buffers, and implementing zoning laws that prevent construction in flood-prone areas. By prioritizing environmental stewardship, communities can reduce their vulnerability to future floods and create a more sustainable future. For instance, New York City has made significant strides in combating climate change and improving flood defenses. In 2023, the city earmarked $400 million for flood infrastructure projects, including stormwater initiatives aimed at enhancing resilience across all 5 boroughs in NYC Department of Environmental Protection. What specific actions can we take to ensure that our communities are more environmentally sustainable and resilient to natural disasters? Community resilience. In the face of disaster, the resilience of a community is often its greatest asset. The ability to come together, share resources, and support one another is what enables communities to rebuild. As Christians, we are reminded to, and let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together, as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching. Hebrews 24:25. The floods have provided numerous examples of this resilience. In rural areas, farmers have banded together to share equipment and labor, helping each other salvage crops and repair damage. In urban centers, neighbors have opened their homes to those displaced by the floods, providing shelter and support. Local organizations have been instrumental in coordinating these efforts. They have set up relief funds, organized volunteer efforts, and provided logistical support. The sense of solidarity and determination is palpable. As one farmer, Joe Johnson, put it, "We've been through a lot, but we're determined to come back stronger." How can we strengthen the bonds within our communities so that we are better prepared to support each other in times of crisis? Government actions. Local governments have a critical role to play in disaster response and recovery. In the wake of the floods, mayors and governors have addressed their constituents, providing updates and reassurance. They have also initiated several projects to enhance flood defenses and improve infrastructure. The Bible tells us when the righteous prosper, the city rejoices. When the wicked perish, there are shouts of joy. Through the blessing of the upright, a city is exalted, but by the mouth of the wicked it is destroyed. Proverbs 11:10-11 in New York City. For example, the government has launched a series of initiatives to upgrade the city's drainage systems, build seawalls, and implement green infrastructure. Mayor Bill de Blasio emphasized the importance of these projects, stating, "We must adapt to the reality of more frequent and severe storms." These projects are vital to protect our city and ensure the safety of our residents. The East Side Coastal Resiliency Project is a prime example, featuring flood walls and berms designed to protect the city from storm surges anytime. Similarly, in Houston, Mayor Sylvester Turner has been vocal about the city's resilience and the importance of community solidarity. Houston has faced adversity before, and we will get through this together, he declared in a public address. The city has received significant funding for flood mitigation projects, such as the North Canal Project, which aims to improve drainage and reduce flood risks. Houston Public Works. These initiatives are not just about immediate recovery. They are about building a more resilient future. By investing in infrastructure and promoting sustainable practices, local governments can help communities better withstand future disasters. What role should local governments play in preparing for and responding to natural disasters? And how can they better support their communities? Scientific efforts. Your understanding and preparing for floods requires the expertise of scientists and researchers. Advanced technologies such as satellite monitoring, climate modeling, and AI-based predictive analytics are being used to better understand the factors contributing to floods and to develop more accurate predictive models. As Christians, we are reminded of the wisdom in being prudent. The prudent see danger and take refuge, but the simple keep going and pay the penalty. Proverbs 27:12. Climate scientists warn that unless significant action is taken to address climate change, the frequency and intensity of floods will continue to increase. These warnings underscore the need for a comprehensive approach that includes both mitigation and adaptation strategies. Predictive models are essential tools in this effort. By analyzing data on weather patterns, soil moisture, and other variables, scientists can develop models that predict where and when floods are likely to occur. This information can then be used to inform emergency preparedness plans, guide infrastructure investments. How can we integrate scientific knowledge and technology into our community, planning to better prepare for future natural disasters? Cultural and spiritual perspectives. In addition to the practical and scientific aspects of disaster response, it is important to consider the cultural and spiritual dimensions. For many people, floods and other natural disasters are not just physical events. They are also imbued with spiritual and cultural significance. Reports of angelic sightings during the floods have resonated deeply with many communities. These sightings are seen by some as signs of a higher power at work, guiding the course of events and holding humanity accountable for believers. These interpretations can bring comfort and a sense of purpose, even in the face of devastating loss. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Appeal Psalm 34:18. Sociologist Dr. Emily Clark notes, even if one does not share these beliefs, recognizing and understanding them is crucial for a comprehensive view of how different communities respond to disasters. The spiritual and cultural significance of these events cannot be ignored. They serve as a bridge between our physical reality and the spiritual realm, offering a coping mechanism and a sense of hope. How can we respect and incorporate the spiritual and cultural beliefs of different communities in our disaster response efforts? Future implications. The increasing frequency and intensity of floods have significant implications for the future. Climate scientists warn that unless we take decisive action to address climate change, these events will become more common and more severe. This highlights the need for sustainable land management practices and resilient infrastructure. The Bible reminds us of the consequences of neglecting God's creation. The earth dries up and withers. The world languishes and withers. The heavens languish with the earth. The earth is defiled by its people. They have disobeyed the laws, violated the statutes, and broken the everlasting covenant. Of 5 of 24. Isaiah 24:4. In addition to addressing the immediate needs of affected communities, it is crucial to focus on long-term solutions. This includes investing in infrastructure that can withstand extreme weather events, promoting sustainable land use practices, and reducing greenhouse gas emissions. The recent floods serve as a reminder of the power of nature and the need to be prepared, both physically and spiritually. They challenge us to come together as a community, support one another, and take proactive steps to mitigate the impact of future disasters. The implementation of green infrastructure, such as the East Side Coastal Resiliency Project in New York City, serves as a model for other cities to follow. This project includes the construction of flood walls, levees, and berms designed to protect the city from storm surges and rising sea levels anytime. Similarly, Houston is making strides with its North Canal project, which aims to improve drainage and reduce flood risks in vulnerable areas. This project is part of a broader initiative to enhance the city's resilience to future storms and flooding. Houston Public Works. What long-term strategies can we implement to ensure that our communities are better equipped to handle future natural disasters? The catastrophic floods that have swept across the United States in recent years have left a lasting impact on affected communities. They have highlighted the urgent need for disaster relief efforts, environmental stewardship, and community resilience. While the immediate focus is on recovery and rebuilding, it is crucial to also address the underlying causes and long-term implications of these events. By supporting disaster relief efforts, promoting environmental stewardship, and fostering community resilience, we can create a more sustainable and resilient future. The actions we take today will determine our ability to withstand and recover from future disasters. As we navigate the storm, let us remember the power of community solidarity and the importance of preparing for the challenges ahead. Though the mountains be shaken and the hills be removed, yet my unfailing love for you will not be shaken, nor my covenant of peace be removed, says the Lord, who has compassion on you. Isaiah 54:10. Of the role of the Cajun Navy. The Cajun Navy, a volunteer group of boat owners from Louisiana, has become a symbol of community solidarity and grassroots action in times of disaster. During the severe flooding in southeast Texas in 2023, the United Cajun Navy rescued hundreds of people, showcasing their commitment to helping those in dire need. Their efforts highlight the importance of volunteerism and community support in disaster relief, according to the Houston Chronicle. New York City's flood defense projects. New York City has made significant strides in combating climate change and improving flood defenses. In 2023, the city earmarked $400 million for flood infrastructure projects, including stormwater initiatives aimed at enhancing resilience across all 5 boroughs. The East Side Coastal Resiliency Project, which features flood walls, levees, and berms, is designed to protect the city from storm surges and rising sea levels, according to the NYC Department of Environmental Protection. Flood mitigation efforts. Houston has also taken significant steps to improve its flood defenses. The North Canal project aims to improve drainage and reduce flood risks in vulnerable areas. This project is part of a broader initiative to enhance the city's resilience to future storms and flooding. Additionally, the city has received $14.01 million for flood mitigation projects, further demonstrating its commitment to protecting residents from future disasters, Houston Public Works and scientific advances in flood prediction. The use of advanced technologies such as satellite monitoring, climate modeling, and AI-based predictive analytics is crucial in understanding and preparing for floods. Predictive models developed by scientists can analyze data on weather patterns, soil moisture, and other variables to predict where and when floods are likely to occur. This information can then be used to inform emergency preparedness plans and guide infrastructure investments, helping communities better withstand future disasters. Cultural and spiritual perspectives. The cultural and spiritual dimensions of disaster response are also important to consider. Reports of angelic sightings during the floods have resonated deeply with many communities, serving as a bridge between physical reality and the spiritual realm. These sightings are seen by some as signs of a higher power at work, guiding the course of events and holding humanity accountable. Recognizing and understanding these beliefs is crucial for a comprehensive view of how different communities respond to disaster. Suicidal thoughts. As we reflect on the catastrophic floods that have impacted the United States, it is clear that a multifaceted approach is needed to address the challenges posed by these natural disasters. By supporting disaster relief efforts, promoting environmental stewardship, and fostering community resilience, we can create a more sustainable and resilient future. The actions we take today will determine our ability to withstand and recover from future disasters. Let us come together as a community, support one another, and take proactive steps to mitigate the impact of future floods. As we navigate the storm, let us remember the power of community solidarity and the importance of preparing for the